Y'all, one thing about me, you ain't gotta ever worry about me touching a Ouija board. That's one thing you don't have to worry about me ever doing. See, I've been hearing these stories about people using Ouija boards just to have a little fun, you know, just to be a little adventurous. Baby, I'm good on that. I'm good on that. You ain't never got to worry about it. These folks have pulled out these Ouija boards and playing like it's a game, and it ain't no game. They find out what's really real. Most of these folks done effed around and find out. And see, I'm about to show y'all a couple of these videos that I've been watching, girl, because see, you know, I like to share around here to let y'all know what's really real. So keep your hands away from it. I'm just here to warn you. But we about to get into these videos, and I want you to watch and see what happened to these folks, baby. Just watch.
16-year-old girl wanted to know if her boyfriend was cheating on her, so she bought a Ouija board. Yeah, you heard that right. And just so you know, this story gets crazier. So this girl brings the Ouija board home and plays with it by herself. The first question she asks the Ouija board is, "Do you want to play with me?" In which the Ouija board responds, yes. She said she had suspicions of her boyfriend cheating on her and she wanted to know the truth, so she asked the Ouija board, "Is my boyfriend cheating on me?" To which the Ouija board replied, yes. She then asked the Ouija board, "Do you know if this girl has a phone number?" To which, of course, the Ouija board replied, yes. She asked the Ouija board if he can give her the girl's number, and it starts giving her a phone number, which she starts writing down on a piece of paper. So after writing down this phone number, she decides to ask the Ouija board if it knows the girl's name, and it gave her the name of Nayeli Ortiz. She immediately leaves the Ouija board, goes to get her phone, and call the number. When she calls, a man answers, and she asks if she can speak with Nayeli Ortiz. The man stays a little quiet, and he's like, yes, but what is this about? And the girl's like, "Oh, I'm just a friend. Can I just speak with her?" To which the man stays quiet on the phone again and says, "Well, here's the thing. There is a girl named Nayeli Ortiz here, but she's 2 years old, so how can she have a friend?" So after that, the girl's realizing that the Nayeli Ortiz the guy's talking about is 2 years old and not another 16-year-old girl. She apologizes and gets off the phone immediately. So she goes back to the Ouija board and asks why it would give her a name of a 2-year-old girl and not another 16-year-old girl that her boyfriend's cheating on her with. The Ouija board responds, "That little girl is going to die." In which she says, why? Why is she going to die? And the Ouija board spells out, "I'm going to take her." So at this point, the girl's like, "No, stop playing with me. You're scaring me," and decides to stop playing the Ouija board. So she stopped playing the Ouija board. The following day, she gets very curious and she still has the phone number. So she decides to call. So she calls the number, the same guy answers, and she asks to speak with Nayeli Ortiz. Except this time, the guy cussed her out and told her how insensitive it is and how rude it is for her to be asking about his daughter when she had just died that morning. And he hung up on her. So after that, she just couldn't believe that happened. Like, the Ouija board said the girl was gonna die. The girl actually dies. And she just thinks it's a dream. Like, this couldn't have happened to her. So at this point, years have passed. And she's still in disbelief that this could have happened to her and the way it happened to her. So she gets curious again and she wants to go look for the phone number that's in her wallet so that she can call again and maybe get more information this time. Except for that phone number that's on a piece of paper is no longer in her wallet and she could never find it again. At this point, she still had the Ouija board and she hid it under her bed, and she claims that every time they would clean or something, that Ouija board would reappear like in the middle of her bedroom, almost like it wanted her to play with it again. It got so bad that the dad ended up burning that Ouija board, and she mentions buying another one. She bought another one because she wanted to continue to play with it. I don't know, man. I feel like I would have just contacted one of my best friends, would have given me all that information I needed to know if my boyfriend was cheating on me or not. Also, she didn't even give us an update if her boyfriend was cheating on her or not. And that's how it ends, basically. I don't know what to make of it, because I feel like that shit is scary, and if anything, that happening would make me not want to play with the Ouija board again. By the way, this story was originally in Spanish, and it's in one of those podcasts where people can call in and tell them their scary story. So if I find the original creator, I will tag them in the caption, because I don't think where I saw it is the original person, like the original podcast people. But if I do find it, it'll be in the comments. But what the hell do you guys think about this story?
See, I told y'all I wasn't lying. Listen, those people, that person right there, y'all got to know. You got to keep yourself away from things like that, okay? That's one of the deeper type, spiritual type shit. Like, for real. Like, don't do it. Don't get yourself caught up, okay? These folks are letting you know what's really real. And we're going to keep going because I got a couple of more series, another video for you guys to watch. So keep on watching. And remember, if you are looking for everyone's handles on TT, It's gonna be on the screen. It says it right there by the name, okay? It's there, okay? I'm sharing everybody's information. If you want to follow, make sure you check out their stuff, okay? Let's get into this.
I used a Ouija board one single time in my life when I was about 13, and I never will again, ever, ever. I don't even want to look at one. I don't want one around me. I will never touch one again. It was a one and done, and here's why. So my friends and I were like 13, right? We're having a sleepover. We get a Ouija board. We don't have, you know, like the thing for the middle, to like, for it to move on the board. So we're using a coin, and this is what, and so we barely all have our fingertips on this coin because there's like 5 of us, and all of our fingers aren't fitting on this coin, which is how I know nobody was moving it. It's one reason I know nobody was moving it, because we couldn't have it would have been so obvious if somebody was moving it. So anyway, we start off, nothing's happening, and then boom, in comes this ghost spirit, whatever, and it's talking to us, and we ask it a couple questions, and we're like, are you nice? Yes. Did you die in this town? Yes. And then we ask it, do you know our names? It says yes. And we say, what are our names? Basically, it gets to a point where it says that it can only tell us like the first initial of our names, right? First extremely weird thing. One of our friends, we all call her a name that begins with L. We all forget that like she even has a name that starts with another letter. The other letter is technically E. So it's saying it's getting to all of our names and it's all correct, and then it says E, and we're like, who's E? And then we're like, oh, because this thing is being like government name official. So it knows all of our initials. It puts her as E, even though we all call her a name that is L. And then we say, can we see you? And it says no. And we said why? And it spells out ugly. And we ask it, are you ugly because of how you died? And it says yes. And it was said it was a boy that is our age. We said, how did you die? And it said fire, spelled out fire. And we said here, and it said in town. We asked it, now keep in mind, this went on for like, I don't know, an hour, maybe more. It felt like a long time. We asked it if it was, guys, I lost my train of thought because I kept hearing somebody saying my name, and it was starting to creep me out, and then I realized it was actually just my mom from another room, and she was saying my name. She wanted something else. Anyway, regardless, so this night happens, right? It died in a fire, blah, 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 blah. I'm creeped out. We go on with our lives. About a week or two later, it's the middle of the night. It's about 5 o'clock in the morning, 5:30 in the morning, whatever, and my smoke detector in my house is going off, and this ends up happening for like 2 weeks straight. We took the batteries out, we changed the batteries. Eventually, we just took it down entirely because we're like, you know, what is going on with this thing? Well, I couldn't say anything. I didn't tell my parents what I did because my dad's a preacher, and I would have probably been banned from the house, or was a preacher. I would have probably been banned from the house if they knew that I had touched that, because that was like a strict no. Like, you didn't mess around with stuff like that. If you followed my haunted house stories, by the way, this was after I lived there, so I probably was not a great candidate to be messing with a Ouija board when I had just gone through that experience, but we had moved into a new house, and that's where I messed with the Ouija board. Did not mess with the Ouija board when I lived in the super, super haunted house, if you guys know that story. But anyway, yeah, so this went on. A couple of my friends had really weird things happen, whatever. Well, so boom, I finally, about 3 months after, it ends up, you know, nothing continues to happen. Smoke detector thing goes away, whatever. I decided to get brave enough to look up if this story could be corroborated. Like, was there a fire in my town, blah, blah, blah. And yes, there was. And yes, one of the people that died was a boy that had been my age at the time, back in the day. Time of death, or the time that they arrived at the fire to presume them all dead, was 5:30 in the morning. I don't want anything to do with the Ouija board ever again.
You scared enough yet? Did that scare you enough yet, honey? I just want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. Did that scare you enough yet? Like, not to ever touch that shit. Like, if you ever play with one, type it in the comments and let us know your experience. I'll be able to share what you done did, okay? Because I want to know. I told y'all, inquiring minds want to know. We want to know all the juice. Like, all the tea. Because this right here, baby, it ain't what you want to do. But let's get into the next video.
Imagine getting bullied so bad that you went and bought a Ouija board to make it all stop. Yes, cousins, we're back with another story time. Let's get into it. Okay, so there was a set of triplets, identical triplets at that. Now, one girl in particular stayed getting bullied because she was like the standoffish one and the shy one. So their names are Sierra, she's the oldest, Tiara, she's the middle and also the one that's getting bullied, and Kiara. They're all 5 minutes apart, and growing up, they spent their whole life together. Same school, same church, same household, just same everything. So over the years, Tiara's self-esteem kept dropping lower and lower because she kept getting bullied, despite the fact she had 2 sisters. So by this time, Tiara's in the 7th grade. Now she's scrolling online and she happens to see a Ouija board. She ended up ordering one using her mother's credit card at that, but when it came in the mail, she hid it from everybody. Now she's secretly playing with this Ouija board over and over and over. Now she's becoming very standoffish from Kiera and Sierra because she's so focused on this Ouija board. Little did she know what's about to happen. So 2 weeks go by and nothing is happening that she wanted to happen. So one particular day as she's playing with this board, she tells the board, if nothing happens, I'm going to break you and throw you away for good. So she's shouting at this board like, how are you supposed to help me if nothing that I want done is happening? So she gets frustrated. She puts the board back into the box. She put it in her book bag and she pushes it under her bed. So that same night, after everyone went to sleep and she thought she was going to sleep, her bed started to shake. And not only did that, she started seeing shadows in her room. All of this is going on. Tiara is the only one awake. Mind you, her other 2 sisters are in the room with her. But she said she was not scared. So she went under her bed to get the Ouija board. She's talking to it while she's under the bed. And when she happened to look across, she's seen a pair of shoes on the other side of the bed. Now that did startle her a little bit because she knew when she came from under this bed, she's probably going to see something. So as she comes from under the bed, she see a shadow sitting on the edge of her bed from the neck down. So she asks it, why are you here? Are you here to come and take me? And he said, no, I'm here to help you. So Tiara started smiling. So the shadow told her he knew everything that she was going through and he was going to take care of it. So Tiara asks him, well, how are you going to take care of it? So he taps his hand across her bed and says, don't worry about it. Just know I'm going to take care of it. What all do you want me to do? So she tells him she wants all the bullying to stop as soon as possible, and she wants them all to pay for what they did and said to her, and she wants a front row seat to it. Then to make her a lovable person that has a lot of friends that would never harm her. So he said, okay, done. However, I have a small fee for myself. So Tiara said, sure, I'll do whatever to make this go away. Now Tiara still cannot see his face. Now he told her what he wanted from Tiara. However, she wasn't fully paying attention because she realized that the voice sounded so familiar. So as he's stating what he wanted, she's focused on the voice and she shakes his hand in agreement without even knowing what he just said to her. So he left. Tiara went to sleep. So the morning comes, she wakes up like nothing happened. She gets ready with her sisters. They wash up and they go have breakfast. Now it was a Saturday, so they all planned on spending the night over at their cousin's house because also it's Halloween as well. So the triplets and all the cousins end up going to a Halloween party, which was a haunted shed. Now Sierra and Kiera was very protective over Tiara, so they already knew once they got to this party, they was gonna have their eyes and attention locked on Tiara to make sure that she was good to go. So as they walk into this haunted shed, that's when everything took a turn for the worse. She said it felt like the whole room changed into this creepy cornfield with all of these bad spirits in there, and somehow, some way, they all got split up. So the shadow deity that came to visit Tiara the night before, what he wanted was souls that she agreed to give him. That's exactly what he took from this party. Tiara says she witnessed her own sisters, Kiera and Sierra's souls, leave their body. So Tiara starts to bawl her eyes out. The deity looks at her and tells her, there's no need to cry. We had a deal. The ones that was actually hurting and harming you was your own 2 sisters. I witnessed them do unthinkable things to you and also heard conversations about you that you didn't hear. The deity said he was coming back into this life as another life, so he had to fulfill his dues and collect souls. So Tiara's like, no, you're lying. So he began to show her conversations that she was not a part of that Sierra and Kiera was having about her. Right after that, she passed out. She ended up waking up at home looking for this Ouija board that was nowhere to be found. Outside of this Ouija board disappearing, there was also no knowledge of her even having any sisters. There was no pictures, there was no bed, there was nothing, but she do know she had memories of her sisters. Remember the credit card, her mom's credit card that she used to buy that Ouija board? There wasn't even a trace of a payment on her mom's card statement. Tiara said it was like their existence was just wiped from this earth. But she immediately gained new friends that replaced her sisters. Yeah. I actually got submitted this story at 2:23 in the morning. Yeah. Very interesting. Anyway, if you guys have any story that you want to submit to me, make sure you guys DM it to me, or make sure you guys send it to my email that's in my bio. All right, I'll be back with another story time. Until then, enjoy this one.
Girl, oh Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus, like you gonna really need them, you touch that thing, I'm telling y'all. But anyway, listen, if you have enjoyed these videos, make sure you follow everyone who's on here. Follow them, okay? Follow them, subscribe, whatever. Find them on all social media platforms. You seen their names on the screen, so make sure you guys do that. And also subscribe to my channel as well. Follow me. I love you guys so much. You guys are amazing. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video. And if you would like to reach out for one-on-ones to check and see into your energy, if you've ever touched one of those things, we need to get deeper into it and get this off you. So shit, you know, hit me up, girl. Hit me up, Divas and Divas. I love you guys so very much. Peace and blessings.